The candidates for degree Bachelor of Arts will now be presented by the Dean of Faculty, Michael Maston-Duno. I would like to remind the audience that a professional photographer is present and to request that the audience please keep the aisles clear. This year, the Faculty of Arts and Sciences wanted to commemorate this very special occasion by giving each of the undergraduate commencement participants a gift, Walter Isaacson's book, Einstein, His Life and Universe. We hope you'll enjoy it. Will the head marshal please raise the senior class for the conferring of their degrees?
Mr. President, the women and men now presented to you have completed all the requirements of Dartmouth College for the degree of Bachelor of Arts. And yes, we did check. At the request of the Dartmouth faculty and on their behalf, I am proud to present to you 1,005 candidates for the conferring of these degrees.
Members of the class of 2012, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Dartmouth College, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts and declare you entitled to all of the rights, honors, and special privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Will the first two rows of the inside sections remain standing, and the rest of the rows please be seated until it's your turn to come forward. Names of the graduating seniors will be read as they come forward.
Yushan Joe.
Janie Lewis Abernathy.
Gregory Gerald Serto.
Jacob Barry Weinberg.
Abella Ruda Hindorwa.
Sir Norman Tyler Mellinson.
Emma J. Fidel.
Michael Chinedum Odokara Okibo.
Jason Koblenz Goodman.
John Raymond Rutan.
Michelle Mahalakshmi Shankor.
Christine Marie Abo.
Jay Zhong.
Ian Patrick Accomando.
David Joseph Rogg.
Dana Claire Adnapose.
Glynis Elizabeth Carney.
Michelle On.
Wills Bigor.
Sean Yar Akhtar.
Timothy Meyer Abbott.
Nazar Adib Alexander.
Sean Ethan Abuhoff.
Daniel Joseph Aloisio.
Kira Lamara Adams.
Joseph Belmont Andreassi III.
Michael Gerard Ahern.
Michael Treme Apeju.
Sewan An.
Ashley Victoria Arnell.
Sarah Elizabeth Alderman.
John Charles Around Him.
Nishreen Ali.
Nana Yao Asidu.
Erica Francis Andeweg.
Thander Tun Ong.
Joseph Roslyn Anthony III.
Samantha Chukunoyelum Azinge.
Manisha Apte.
Garrett Dawn Babb.
Danielle Alexandra Arostegui.
Jorge Alberto Baena.
Kunal Arya.
Madeline Elizabeth Baird.
Ashley Augustin.
Thomas Matri Balch.
Angelo Dodoico Austria.
Blair Elizabeth Bandine.
Sarah Janan Aziz.
Thomas John Bow.
Kenneth Paul Baklowski Jr.
Evan Alec Baraley.
Melino Bain Vete.
Jennifer Ann Bars.
Jermaine Lloyd Baker.
Caroline Elizabeth Barnhart.
Elizabeth Blair Ballantyne.
Galen Virginia Berry.
Boji Tomasz Banovich.
Justin Lawrence Bauer.
Olivia Lupo Batista.
Sterling Creighton Beard.
Hannah Elizabeth Baranas.
Aylin Christina Beck.
Hillary Jo Claire Barker.
Alvin Henry Begay III.
John David Barrett.
Shimul Begum.
Jacob Michael Batchelor.
Gregory Elliott Berger.
Anne Gardner Baum.
Peter James Bertoli.
Melissa Farrell Bearden.
Kimberly Jean Betts.
Julius Bedford III.
Heather McLean Binney.
Kendria Moran Begay.
William Daniel Bishop.
Justin Amar Bell.
Christina Elise Black.
Tomohiro Bronick Sato Berry.
Travis Wright Blaylock.
Amanda Rose Bettman.
Andrew Henry Phillips Bloomgarden.
Patrick Ramsey Biggs.
Brian Patrick Boucher.
Georgia Fairburn Bird.
Anna Michelle Bowens.
Sharang Biswas.
Martha Elizabeth Boylston.
Peter Andrew Blair.
Perry Celie Bradford.
Joseph William Blessing.
Mandy Page Brasher.
Emily Catherine Boggs.
Nina May Breckelmans.
Sarah Jessica Fogg Bourne.
Blakely Sue Brown.
Kyle Adam Boyd.
Shanae Verilyn Brown.
Alexandra Beam Bradford.
Evan Lee Bryant.
Christian William Brandt.
Jad Tayag Basat.
Charlene Brea.
Jennifer Lauren Buckles.
Dana Dupuy Brisbane.
Benjamin Joseph Burke.
Carol Yvonne Brown.
Andrew Joseph Calla.
August Evan Browning.
William Reed Calder.
Duncan Chase Breyer.
Fergus Murphy Campbell.
Randall Wesley Breyer.
Ariel Samantha Cannon.
Philip Matthew Bergen Young.
Kimberly Jean Carey.
Kiana Miss Burke.
Maria Kelly Carolyn,
Costanza Maria Butera,
Haley Melinda Karstensen,
Christopher Haywood Calby,
Kelsey Grace Carter,
Sophia Shule Caldwell,
Emil Anthony Cashin,
Graham Lindsay Calloway,
Matthew Stephen Castellana,
Aaron Clifford Capelli,
Stephanie M. Chan,
Jacob Daniel Carlson,
Neera Chatterjee,
Shelley Meggs Carpenny,
Christopher Douglas Chavis,
Elizabeth Batson Clark,
Jessica Huang Chen,
Joseph Patrick Casey,
Patrick Ming Chen,
Teresa Marie Casano,
Angela Yiting Chung,
John Brannon Cavalier,
Sabrina Morgan Chason,
Gregory James Challoner,
Annalise Rose Chinko,
Jamie L. Chapman,
Woonbir Choi,
Rohan Narayan Chowdhury,
Melissa Maria Choi,
Jin Yen Che,
Sang-hee Chung,
Linda Lu Chen,
Zachary James Claire Saltler,
Christina Yendiao Chang,
Andrew Eastman Clay,
Trevor Andrew Chenoweth,
Catherine Riley Cobb,
Michael A. Chilcote,
Adrian Nicole Cohen,
Jason Yuchung Chor,
Natalie Michelle Colinari,
Ji Ung Choi,
Danielle Marche Coleman,
Nicholas Basim Chuwaki,
Amanda Stein Conrad,
Charlotte Whiten Chipperoni,
Robert Balasia Contuzzi,
Allison Nicole Clark,
Tatiana Riedel Cook,
Stephanie Lee Cobal,
Claudia Lorena Cornejo,
Sarah Ann Cohen,
Isabel Monique Constantino,
Jill Hannah Cohen,
Laura Christine Coyle,
Bianca Emily Cole,
Travis Michael Kramer,
Paul James Collins,
Kelly Arlen Crisp,
Rayleigh Ann Conrad,
Mary Elizabeth Cromwell,
Kyle Vincent Cook,
Cody Blue Curran,
Michael Philip Cooper,
Daniel Lawrence Cushing,
Ann Douglas Corin,
Stephen C.D. Dye,
Emery Seaver Cochet,
Monica Dalmau Boteo,
Justin Charles Kozad,
Sage Dalton,
Kirk William Krakow,
Mary Helena Dang,
Stephanie Jean Crocker,
Melanie Rose Dalton,
Tanisha Louise Cross,
Kayla Sherelle Davidson,
Sean Daniel Renzetti Curran,
Stephen M. Day Jr.,
Kevin Charles Doms.
Michael Alexander William Day.
Andrea Lynn Daly.
Peter Ali Dborsak.
Jonathan Forrest Dalton, Jr.
John Eric DiChiaro.
Michael Vincent D'Andrea.
Alexander Jared Del Balso.
Haley Dunphy Daniel.
Patricia Alexandra DeLucio.
Maxwell Jake David.
Daniel James Denton.
Brianna Caroline Day.
Desiree Angeli Deschini.
Zachary Akash Day.
Danielle Christine Devlin.
Emily Lucretia DeBon.
Anthony Michael DeBlasi.
Anna Sophia Barber de Brito.
Laura Marie Diaz.
Colin James Delaney.
Michael Martin Dimitrieff.
Paul Vincent Delarusso.
Erica Lee Dobis.
Colin Michael De Miranda.
Michelle Troy Domain II.
Stacy DeRosier.
Michael Andrew Donnellan.
Kate Elise DeRoche.
Brendan Peter Dooley.
Amber Elizabeth Dewey.
Bradley Robert Dornack.
Nancy Griffin Dittman.
Anna Lynn Doster.
Remy Sharp DeQ.
Vincent John Dowling III.
Kai Do Ba.
Hunter Krug Dre.
Elizabeth Walsh Doe.
Jocelyn Nar Drexinger.
Renee Lynn Domazik.
Caroline Reed Duffy.
Jessica Phyllis Dong.
Stephen William Rayburn Dunbar.
Christopher Trent Dooley.
Alexandra Camille Dutton.
Alexandra Dosenko.
Michelle Joe Earhart.
David Dudley Dowd IV.
Catherine Crawford Edkins.
Aria Jacob Drager.
Terrence Michael Egbello.
Jessica Ann Drazenovich.
Rachel Lucille Eggleston.
John Kenneth Dreesen.
Daniel Lee Eisenson.
Claire Marie Dugan.
Gregory Scott Elliott.
Wiley Alfred Dunlap Scholl.
Alexander James Engler.
Mark Joseph Dwyer.
Jonathan Scott Erdman.
Alexandra Coulter East.
Yana T. Ernatzarova.
Anna Agiak Tuluk Brigida Edwardson.
Alina Marie Everett.
Royce Maduka Egalu.
Catherine Ann Faber.
Alyssa Lee Eisenberg.
Elizabeth Mara Fayella.
Kidus Tashome Igiju.
Yan Fan.
Stephen James Elliott.
Nicholas Allen Ferrugia.
Ian Dio Engler.
Diego Jose Fernandez Soto.
Asa Marian Erdrich Doris.
Margaret Maya Field.
Megan Lee Everett.
K. Julian Flamer.
Megan Ann Faith.
Austin Lee Fletcher.
Elizabeth Christine Fairchild.
Connor Putnam Flint.
Lee Matthew Farnsworth.
Oscar Umberto Flores.
Elisa Carlsrud Feynman.
Kelly Eileen Sprague Foley.
Anna Christine Fetter.
Jeffrey Isaiah Francis.
Derek Thomas Fish.
Emma Letty Frankel.
Erin Garay Fleischley.
Emily Grace Amet Freebairn.
James Moncure Flexner.
Jennifer Ann Friese.
Evelyn Macy Flint.
Aaron Lee Fusigna.
Erica Ilan Flowers.
John Warner Funk Jr.
Luke Matthew Fowley.
Alexander Rumenov Gabrovsky.
Brittany A. Frankel.
Nathan Moon Gare.
Paige Ariel Franklin.
John Patrick Gallagher.
Juan Carlos Freile Franco.
Matthew Clifford Galera.
Zoe Elizabeth Friedland.
Jade Whitney Pareda Gassick.
Michael George Finaro.
Renee Danielle Gothier.
Joseph Franklin Ferlette.
Blythe Caitlin George.
Leah Grace Gage.
Josna Ghosh.
Amaris Sayo Galea Orbe.
Kayla Danielle Gilbert.
Kevin Edward Gallagher.
Reba Patrina Gillis.
Matthew Thomas Garton.
Sydney Nina Ginsberg.
James Michael Gadet.
Allison Denise Gittins.
Kayla Nicole Gayback.
Caroline Marie Godfrey.
Maret Getabicha.
Timothy Go.
Brenna Marie Gibbons.
Max Jacob Goldberg.
Michael Robert Gillis.
Benjamin Daniel Gonin.
Jungwoo Kim.
Juan J. Gonzalez.
Jane Adelaide Giornelli.
Lauren Nicole Kozlowski Goodnow.
Kelsey Elissa Glatz.
Michael David Gordon.
Connor Crane Goggin.
Rebecca Jane Mormon Gottlieb.
Kirsten K. Goldberg.
Alexandra Christine Grant.
Jesse Lee Gomez.
Chloe Alexa Greenbaum.
David Michael Gonzalez.
Darea Janelle Green.
Catherine Layla Gonzalez.
Simone Molly Greenleaf.
Diana Norwich Gobstein.
Ken Christopher Grime.
John Paul Gorham.
Kira Noel Grimes.
Frank Charles Governale.
Rachel Dean Grow.
Marissa Nicole Greco.
Hamie Gu.
Michelle Ivy Greenberg.
Pierre Guo.
Austin Ross Greenfield.
Nathan Benjamin Gusdorf.
Jonathan Emmanuel Gregg.
Veronica May Hakonson.
Cassidy Elizabeth Griffin.
Peter John Halibosic Jr.,
Philip Thomas Grisdella Jr.,
Timothy Bayless Hambidge,
Remy K. Grossbard,
Lauren Jennifer Herod,
Jeremy Alonzo Guardiola,
Daniel Jacob Harper,
Yuyu Goa,
Satoshi Walter Harris Kazomi,
Ji Hei Ha,
Matthew Cecil Hartman,
Sarah Elizabeth Hakes,
Shanshan He,
Susan Kathleen Hakes,
Laura Alina Hempel,
Karsten Brandon Hansen,
Tara Elizabeth Hen,
Christopher Ryan Hardy,
Michelle Ashley Hernandez,
Arthur Parker Harris,
Natasha Renee Herring,
Louisa Byard Harrison,
Kathleen Elizabeth Hicks,
Michael Lansdowne Hauji,
William Richard Hicks,
Matthew Morgan Heffley,
Sage Lee Hoagland,
Christina Suzanne Hensel,
Colleen Lindley Hogan,
Christina Marie Herron,
Kelly Patricia Hood,
Jasper Hicks,
Kendall Elizabeth Houston,
John William Hill,
Andy Y. Huang,
Christopher Tan Chi Ho,
Benjamin Wesley Huey,
Jenna Marie Hobeka,
Charles Clinton Hunt III,
Kelsey Jade Hogan,
Siobhan Elizabeth Ann Hurley,
Charles Andrew Hollis,
Yunbit Huang,
Jeffrey Austin Hopkins,
Kamisha Kiani Hyde,
Amanda L. Hua,
Hannah Francis Icarino,
Chen Huang,
William Wade Islin,
Janet Hoy,
Lonnie Nicolette Hymas,
Claire Jean Hunter,
Peter Ivan Jankowski,
Henry David Hutchinson,
Paul Edward Jarvis,
Alicia Devon Hyde,
Margaret Haley Jessamine,
Giorgino Emmanuel Hippolyte,
Hannah Millett Jetton,
John Ugona Ibekwe,
Megan Mungja G,
Laura Ann Irons,
Chaley Amanda John,
Cassie Ray Jackson,
Megan Kathleen Johnson,
Javid Sanjay Jagai,
Drew Robert Jones,
Juan Nick Young,
Matthew Iangren Jorgensen,
Andrea Jarasova,
Jenny Juarez,
Christopher Russell Jenny,
Yoon Jung,
Mia Elizabeth Jessup,
Riley Nieves Kane,
Sarah Allison Jewett,
Nathaniel Isaac Canefield,
David Mingchong Jiang,
Mumbiatho Wakwani Kashivina,
Emily Nicole Johnson,
Jonathan Miller Katz,
Douglas McLean Jones,
Jeremy Michael Kaufman,
Tajna D. Jones,
Tara Kadia,
Michael Cecil Joseph,
Faye Regina Keegan,
Clark Earl Judge,
David Emil Kellenberger,
Alexander John Kamai,
Julia Ray Kelson,
Elizabeth Mary Kamai,
Suzanne Joyce Kelson,
Sue Yong Kang,
Bradshaw Davis Kennemer,
Hannah Leslie Catterman,
Alexander Evan Kettering,
Michael Andrew Katz,
Molly Sarah Khalil,
Sagar Kaul,
Navdeep Singh Kara,
Elizabeth Given Key,
Alicia Inhe Kim,
Caitlin Elizabeth Keenan,
Do-hee Kim,
Brady Alexander Kelly,
Hanuel Kim,
Connor Ryan Kempe.
Ki Hyung Kim.
Catherine Irene Kendig.
Richard Yoon-ho Kim.
Jonathan Andrew Kessner.
Yuksek Pek Kim.
Tasneem Khalid.
Akshay Shalindra Kirkatar.
Adil A. Khan.
Sarah Elizabeth Clare. Nicholas
Sue Kier.
Nicholas Robert Knezik.
Andrew Hunsu Kim.
Samantha Megan Knowles.
Glenn Sung-gil Kim.
Aaron Charles Cook.
Hannah Hyojin Kim.
Jennifer Lynn Coaster.
Nora Chung Kim.
Michael Leonard Konechny.
Elena Soo-jung Kim.
John Truman Cordall.
Carissa Rochelle King.
Nikolay Korotkov.
Orly Penny Kleiner.
Stanley John Kraska III.
Jacqueline Rochelle Kleiman.
Hillary Catherine Krut.
Gregory Baines Knight.
Jasmine Anais Kumala.
Kathleen Ann Kobe.
Lauren Kwok.
Lisa Ruth Koenig.
Brianne Jordan Laban.
Timothy Taylor Kaith.
Patrick Murdoch Leahy.
Kyle Thomas Conrad.
Max David Langford.
Or David Corin.
Stuart Matthew Lantry.
Kurt David Costu.
Justin Evan Lashley.
Aparna Krishna.
Iwana Laverick.
Martin Kuhlander.
Imei Mai Lee.
Elizabeth Ari Kwan.
Megan Amanda Letty Sessier.
Emily Lafond.
Daniel Sun Wok Lee.
Kenneth Han Lai.
Jun Do Luke Lee.
Erin Rachel Lansky.
Michael Pyung Hun Lee.
Michael Samuel Lazar.
Patricia J. Lee.
Jason Allen Laster.
Peter Sean Lee.
Stephanie Paige Lazow.
Rebecca Mary Lee.
Trevor William Leaf.
Suye Becky Lee.
Amanda Lee.
Emmeline Justine Leva.
Deborah Noel Lee.
Matima Irene Leclatza.
Michelle Jeanette Lee.
Hannah Katzen Levinson.
Paul Seberg Lee.
Ray Lee.
Ray Lee.
Xiaolu Lee.
Shannon Ann Lee.
Soonjin Lim.
William Lehman.
Alyssa Lucille Lindsay.
Joan Alexandria Leslie.
Allison Paige Linky.
Danielle Sarah Levin.
John Pedraic Litherland.
Elise Deborah Levitsky.
Emily Y. Liu.
Shane G. Lee.
Peter Willick Enkley.
June Lee Ong.
Joshua Micah Barry.
Aaron Regimal Lethamus.
Nathaniel Myers Brakely.
Caroline Linzeth.
Amber Marie Bryant.
Paul Sofer Lintilak.
Natalie Tran Burkhardt.
Lauren Elizabeth Litcher.
Andrew Charles Ceballos.
Jennifer Lang Lute.
Harold Saleda Dansu.
Ting Ting Liu.
William Hodgson Hart.
Ying Na Liu.
Samuel Zin Yu Hugh.
Braden Robert Long.
Stephen Jen.
C.J. Liu.
John Graham Kagi.
Nicole Romaine Looper.
Alejandro Luperon.
Hector Luis Lopez Jr.
Rochelle Antonia Morris.
Patty Liu.
Eric Sean Packer.
Alexander Daniel Lucy.
Arwin Vishwanathan.
Benjamin Briggs Ludlow.
Christopher Matthew Zarbach.
Henry August Lerman.
Farzine Mahmoud.
David Richard Lumbert II.
James Brendan Mahoney.
Nayab Faye Luckman.
Atside Retta McConan.
Natalie Elise Lyon.
Tyler John Maloney.
Kayasha Barbara Lyons.
Molly Idell Manning.
Jamila Ma.
Caroline Grove Marani.
Benjamin Karp Magnus.
Amanda Aaron Marinoff.
Emma Lucinda Mahoney.
Eleni Lucille Marmarilas.
Christina Kim Mai.
Samuel Moyer Marshall.
Kunal Vikram Malkani.
Roberto Atunga Marwanga.
Amanda Jacqueline Manker.
Amanda Christine Mata.
Laura Fear Mattel.
Thomas Shannon Matamore.
Thomas Jacob Martyr.
Ian Taylor McAfee.
Marco Andres Mariscal.
Ryan David McLafferty.
Zachary Michael Marwa.
Kenji Lennon McCulley.
Patrick Thomas Martin.
Kelly Marie McGlenchie.
Erin Marie Massimi.
Jamie Elizabeth McLaughlin.
Troy Gary Matilla.
Samantha Ruth Meter.
Daniel Alden May.
Caroline Patricia Meehan.
Robert Colton McAvenue.
Ryan Xiaoshang May.
Rachel Elise McConnell.
John K. Mensa.
Martin Taylor McDonald.
Vanessa Mercado.
Martina Shima McLarty.
Krista M. Mershot.
Luke Jacob McLaury.
Jessica Ann Mary.
Sarah Medina DeVille.
Kathleen Mary Meyer.
Kyle Galbraith McGrew.
Claire Louise Michaud.
Marcelo Viana de Menezes.
Brock Edward Middleton.
James Alexander Mercado II.
Sanye McLean.
Raquel Merchant.
Brittany Lee Mills.
Robert Mark Mercurio.
Kate Bonnie Miller.
Andrew Norris Mertens.
Ryan Edward Milligan.
Richard Anthony Mezzosalma.
Luckymore McSana.
Matthew Justin Michaels.
Omoligo Joy Momo.
Francis Baird Middleton.
Rachel Elise Mockton.
Natalie Louise Miliano.
Brian Young Moon.
Campbell Joe Miller.
Maxwell Alfonso Moran.
Catherine Grace Miller.
John McEnery Morris.
Matthew Harris Minor.
Robert Faulkner Moss Jr.
Elizabeth Ann Malthrop.
Christina Marie Mueller.
Claire Bidwell Monaghan.
Sanella Muharimovic.
Catherine Chandler Moody.
Kedar Nath Mulpuri.
Yongkyu Emily Moon.
Christopher Scott Munoz.
Juan Antonio Morales.
Paola Juliette Murcia.
Michael Joseph Bodine Moriarty.
Matthew Christopher Murphy.
Jalea Trinae Moses.
Brendan Michael Murphy.
Daniel James Mott. William Christopher Mueller.
Joseph Michael Naim.
Sayak Mukherjee.
Alexandra Elizabeth Nee.
Rosina Elise Mumalo.
Aiden Joseph Nelson.
Samuel Manois Garcia.
Serena Antoinette Nelson.
Ariel Nicole Murphy.
Nicole Newman.
Isabel Starr Murray.
Matthew Kenneth Nichols.
Brian Christopher Nachbar.
Leah Rose Nikolich Henkin.
Shashank Satish Nayak.
Catherine Zaret Neat.
James Retke Nellen.
Kevin John Neparko.
Henry Carl Nelson II.
Brendan Raymond Norris.
Young Wei Ni Yo.
Anna Catherine Norwood.
Hillary T. Wynn.
Natalie Mina Obermeyer.
Caitlin Ann Nicholson.
Scott McDonnell O'Brien.
Anna Katarina Needbala.
Jonathan Blair Odland.
Emily Christina Niehaus.
Kevin O.
Akugo Ekene Inama.
Emil O'Mary.
Carissa K. Norris.
Caitlin Mary O'Neill.
Matthew Charles Otway.
Ryan Michael O'Neill.
Kevin Lewis O'Brien, Jr.
Donna Orr.
Alyssa Marie O'Day.
Lord Ose Ofori.
Colleen Elizabeth O'Grady.
Brian Francis O'Toole.
Eric Robert Olson.
Teddy Noel Overton Jr.
Akikazu Onda.
Lauren Ariel Pace.
Jody J. O'Neill.
Jennifer J. Pack.
Victoria Marie Osterhout.
Grant Thompson Palmer.
David Eric Orbuck.
Bishnu Kalyan Panigrahi.
Peter Ishmael Osorio.
Nicholas James Pappas.
Alexander Cole Ott.
Brian J. Park.
Afia Amoakawa Owuso Obang.
Shin Q. Park.
Charles Harper von Klockpack.
Elizabeth Ursula Parker.
Rachel Susanna Palin.
Alexandra Cooper Peabody.
Alice Shu Peng.
Catherine Brandt Peck.
Alexi Maria Pappas.
Alyssa Grace Pennick.
Alice J. Park.
Brianna Nicole Perry.
Connie H. Park.
Jenna Page Pfeffer.
Young Sue Park.
Renee Lauren Phillip.
Sarah Marie Parks.
David Parker Finney.
Diana Michelle Pector.
Velma Ann Pickett.
Diana Carolina Pelaez.
Stephanie Ann Pinatello.
Ray Shu Peng.
Kelsey Pinson.
Chelsea Rebecca Perfect.
Carlo Pizzinelli.
Ellen Elizabeth Perry.
Sarah Carter Plum.
Alana Loud Phelan.
Blair Jackson Pooler.
Connor Michael Phillips.
Deanna Ida Portero.
Allison Colleen Pickett.
Rebecca Marie Powell.
Stephanie Caceres Picon.
Kurt Warren Prescott.
Mackenzie Mason Pillsbury.
Sebastian Santiago Prieto Lanoir.
Carolina Maria Peacecheck.
James G. Quinn Chen.
Christopher Michael Plant.
Kathleen Stanton Quirk.
Joseph Kanan Polrek.
Alexandra Krista Rahman.
Caroline Elizabeth Poorman.
Alexander Edward Rand.
Jeffrey Glenn Portnoy.
Michael Paul Randall.
Stephen John Praetorius.
Nishant Rastogi.
Austin William Ernst Prey.
Adam John Reed.
Autumn Faith Proudlove.
James Christopher Reed.
Elise Ashley Quinones.
Heather Thompson Riley.
Anastasia Boykova Radiva.
Jesse Galen Reisner.
Zachary Barnabas Ramirez Brunner.
Caitlin Marie Rankoziak.
Christopher Michael Randall.
Matthew Aaron Ressler.
Rebecca Jean Raff.
Hector Sequoia Reynoso.
Anusha Reddy.
Adam Tourette Rice.
Monte Reed.
Joshua Andrew Riddle.
Malia Naomi Reeves.
Virginia Andress Roach.
Robert Allen Rhine.
Whitney Alexandra Robinson.
Sarah Elizabeth Remsen.
Claudia Isabel Rodriguez.
Nicholas Michael Resendiz.
Bernard Thomas Rossler.
Jessica Urania Reyes.
Heather Lynn Rowland.
Madison Mary Rozai.
Daniel Martin Rooney.
Marion Rose Rich.
Timothy Edgar Root.
Jacob Rudolph Ritter.
Paul Kunsberg Rosenfield.
Trask Philip Roberts.
Benjamin David Rossman.
Talia Robledo Gill.
Emma Crane Ruthier.
Catherine Emily Rodell.
Daniel Michael Rosenfeld.
Ashley Elizabeth Rowland.
Alyssa Christine Ruggiero.
David Joseph Rolla.
Ji Han Ryu.
Michael Zimmerman Root.
Elizabeth Edward Selesky.
Anne Barden Rosenblum.
Justin David Samuels.
Samuel Clayton Ross.
Ellen Phelan Sandmeyer.
Corinne Elizabeth Rodder.
Amrita Sankar.
Zawadi Jung-un Rebecca Rowe.
Melissa Lauren Safier.
David Isaac Ruffle.
Rachel Ann Sarnoff.
Lucas Alexander Ruiz.
Davide Savenier.
Carolyn Hamilton Ryder.
Timothy Higgins Scanlon.
Samir Saberwal.
Benjamin Simon Shank.
Kiva Nicole Sam.
Daniel Philip Schley.
Catherine Sanders.
Sydney Renee Schmoose.
Lucas Granger Sanford Long.
Natalie Margaret Schwimpf.
Nicholas Enrique Santoni.
Amy Elizabeth Schumann.
Julian Sarkar.
Karen Lynn Schuster.
Leanna Erin Saunders.
Nicholas Hans Schwieger.
Maura O'Toole Scanlon.
Lawrence James Sconzo.
Emily Ann Schechter.
Sarah Elise Scully.
Sarah Rebecca Shuey.
Brian Christopher Seitz.
Foley S.R. Schmidt.
Tegveer Singh Sethi.
Julia Ann Schneider.
Nathaniel Glockner Seymour.
Alexander Rice Schultz.
Emily Forrest Shaw.
Kyle David Schussler.
John Lee Shee.
Michael Jason Schwartz.
Steve Sungkyun Shin.
Joseph Carlo Sclafoni.
Elizabeth Ann Short.
Conrad James Scoville.
Julia Sicardo.
Max James Seidman.
Rachel Rose Siegel.
David Isaac Seliger.
David Marks Silver.
Deep Shah.
Sarav Sinha.
Ethan Hugh Shah.
Nina Altagrace Skagerland.
Mayuki Shimizu.
Abigail Jacqueline Smith.
Jake Shoemaker.
Charles Frederick Smith II.
Alexander James Shulman.
Hillary Ann Smith.
Cassandra Lee Siegel.
Marietta Elaine Smith.
John Sykes.
Emma Nalise Smithair.
Madeline Lily Sims.
Julia Maxwell Taylor Soy.
Nicholas Hamir Singh Sisodia.
Joseph Scott Sotosanti.
Amanda Kathleen Slagle.
Naomi Francine Stahl.
Bianca Elizabeth Smith.
Connor Lloyd Stark.
Edward Lawrence Smith.
Peter James Stein.
James Vogel Smith.
Henry Ishmael Stewart.
Matthew Leslie Smith.
Lauren Rose Strange.
Chun Ling Janine So.
Harold William Strunk.
Daniel Ross Sotsky.
Cecilia U.C. Sue.
Pratyaksh Kumar Srivastava.
Elizabeth Ann Sullivan.
Sarah Ashley Stanton.
Theodore Russell Summers.
David Gimbert Sturman.
J.J. Sun.
Chelsea Morgan Stewart.
Christina Maria Supino.
William Lawrence Stone.
Peter Satoris.
Sarah Elizabeth Streeter.
Robert Bradford Svensson.
Matthew Lawrence Stumpf.
Michael Jonathan Swartz.
Alexandra Page Sudler.
Robert Kane Zipko.
Cole Young Solser.
Edward Lowell Talmadge.
Dylan Maroon Summers.
Ya Tang.
Ran Sun.
Mary Elizabeth Tate.
Eric Stephen Sussman.
Faye Elizabeth Tarrant.
Ronald Dean Sutton Jr.
Jenny Thapa.
Aisha Claire DeWitt Swan.
Anneke Pearson Thomas.
Carl William Simcox.
Hannah Evans Thomas.
Stephanie Megumi Takeuchi.
Maitiana Linnea Thompson.
Sarah Alexandra Tanaka.
Grace Hannah Tiedemann.
Alexander Robert Tarnoff.
Christian Jacob Tyree.
Alexander Oscar Tejeda.
Jason Tong.
Igor Terzic.
Joseph Michael Tracy.
Peter Burns Tice.
Elizabeth Tracy Trandell.
Ariel Marie Thomas.
Ryan Michelle Trimble.
Chanel Cedrina Thomas.
Priscilla Rose Trojano.
Christopher Robert Thompson.
Jabari Clifford Trotter.
Ryan William Tincher.
Varden Sang.
Jason Roof Toffee.
Brian Andrew Tunney.
Stuart August Toll.
David Carter Turnbull.
Sarah Alana Traherne.
Chinedu Christine Uday.
Jennifer Marie Trejo.
Ariana Kimball Vox Renwick.
Gregory William Troderman.
Megan Marie Vacchino.
Nicholas Joseph Tropin.
Martin Jan Van Ness.
Robert S. I.
Michelle Rose Van Tigum.
Gabrielle Ann Tudin.
Ricardo Benjamin Vera Monroy.
Marvi Turk.
Bruno Dante Vetter.
John Anthony Thoreau.
Anne Pilar Villanueva.
Emily Victoria Amanda Unger.
Anna Villarruel.
Edward Weisberg.
Eileen Spencer Vogel.
Christopher Reed Daniel Valo.
Jordan David Alexander Wallace.
Miles Christopher Van Kopp.
Nicholas Gerald Robert Walsh.
Rosa Phillips Van Wee.
June Ariella Wang.
Gordon Paul Vermeer.
Rotian Wong.
Maya June Viavant.
Julia Austin Watson.
Alexander Villar.
Bryn Claire Marion Weeks.
Alfonso Villegas Garcia.
Ethan Mark Weinberg.
Rebecca Perez Waite.
Anna Marie Weingart.
Benjamin Hawks Waller.
Jordan Weissman.
Francis Mung Wong.
Stephen Hecksher Wetherell Jr.
Kenneth Wang.
Christopher Thomas Whitehead.
Yifei Wang.
Jennifer Rosemary Mia Wiegand.
Anna Kerrigan Wern.
Krishana Yanae Williams.
Kendall Elizabeth Wykert.
Samuel Ernest Williams.
Peter Lanigan Weinberg.
Peter Albert Williamson.
Allison K. Weinstock.
Lillian Arnaud Wilson.
Jonathan Michael West.
Eleanor Rachel Winslow.
Daniel Kevin Whalen Jr.
Zachary Stephen Wodka.
Christina Francis Whitaker.
Jacob Abraham Wolf.
Elizabeth Wilkes.
Stephanie Ann Wolfe.
Jennifer McCarty Williams.
Andrew Allen Wong.
Ryan O'Keefe Williams French.
Thomas Brian Woodford.
Andrew Michael Willinger.
David Wu.
Nicholas Terry Weimer.
Maximilian Jerome Wu.
Philip Glenn Windsor.
C.U. Zhu.
Kelsey Ann Werner.
Hikaru Yamagishi.
Robert Martin Wolf.
Anibal David Yanez Hinojosa.
Marcel Simon Wolf.
Tim Yang.
Nathan Loke Wong.
Max Daniel Yoeli.
Christina Michelle Ray.
Muktara Ayotaju Yusuf.
Edie Wu.
Muhammad Zen Al Abidin.
Cece Wu.
John Henry Zeiter Jr.
Tianchi Shu.
Rene Armando Zelaya Favila.
Segumi Yamano.
Angela Zhang.
Hee-sung Yang.
David Andrew Zhang.
Kai Kwan Pami Young.
Jennifer Menghan Zhao.
Victoria Xiao Yu.
Wei Zhou.
Miriam Zuffer.
Bianca Andrea Zlatia.
Christopher Ryan Zahner.
Maggie Zhu.
Christopher Carl Zaitler.
Lucy Merrill Zara.
Dennis Max Zeveloff.
Kajetan Kasper Zvianitsky.
Annie Chen Zhang. Jingna Zhao. Jing Zhao. Jason Robert Zins. Billy Zoe. Grayson Dale Zuloff. Carla Gutierrez Zurita. Laura Lee.
Will the head marshal please raise all the graduating students?
That's hard work. Esteemed guests, members of our Dartmouth family, and of course, women and men of the graduate and undergraduate classes of the grade class of 2012. Warm greetings to you. Let me begin by thanking President Emeritus Jim Wright. Jim, I'm grateful for your steadfast support, and I look forward to joining you I look forward to joining you in the ultimate Dartmouth fraternity, former members of the Wheelock succession. I'd also like to thank former chair of the Board of Trustees, Ed Haldeman. Ed, I accepted this presidency to a great degree based on the integrity and wisdom you carry with you always. Thanks also to Steve Mandel, current chair of the Board of Trustees. Steve, no one has loved Dartmouth more than you, and in so many ways, you've taken this institution to new heights. Finally, I'd like to thank Provost Carol Folt. Carol, your friendship and wisdom have been invaluable to me, and I ask all of you here to give her your full support as she takes the helm of this great institution. We are here today to celebrate your accomplishments and to send you off into the world to do great things. This wonderful commencement ceremony is a tradition that connects you with generations of Dartmouth students past and generations to come. And as you all know, at Dartmouth, we do traditions better than anyone else in the world. For me, this is a day full of mixed emotions. Unexpectedly, I received a call a couple of months ago that's changed the course of my life. And sadly, this will be my final commencement as president of this great institution. I came here in 2009 expecting to be here for many commencements, and now I stand here with only 7 minutes to tell you something that might be helpful while you remain standing in the hot sun. But instead of trying to teach you a few last lessons, let me share with you some of the most important lessons that you have taught me. From the students, I've learned just how brilliant, creative, and caring young adults can be. I've learned about the wonderful ways you support each other. I've also learned about Flair, the X Factor, and the Dartmouth 7. From staff, I've learned how resilient and resourceful a group of dedicated professionals can be in the face of unprecedented economic challenges. From the faculty, I've learned about music on the Silk Road and the role and power of fiction in France during World War II. Faculty have also taught me that exercise can lead to increased capacity for learning, that willpower is like a muscle you can build, and that you can actually change the structure of your brain through simple meditative techniques, and ultimately, you can change the way you control both your fear and anxiety. These are lessons many of us have shared, and how lucky indeed we've been to learn from each other. But some of the most important lessons for me came from my interactions with our remarkable Board of Trustees. And since most of you have not benefited from these lessons, let me share some of them with you. One board member told me, if you're a good leader and you're taking your institution forward, at least 20% of the people will be unhappy with you. If everyone's happy, you're not doing your job. Well, according to this logic and the polls in the D, I think I've hit that target and maybe overshot it just a bit. The lesson here is profound. Courage to tackle the most difficult problems and venture into uncharted territory is critical for any institution, and it's also critical for you. In so many institutions, fear and mediocrity track along the same well-worn paths. Avoid those paths at all cost. Another board member told me that on his worst days, he'd go to bed at night cursing himself, wondering if he could do anything right. And invariably, the next morning, he would get up, look in the mirror, and say to himself, "Good morning, handsome." If you're courageous as a leader, you will make mistakes and you will face the wrath of unhappy constituents. Moreover, all too often, you'll find it difficult to get reliable information from either positive or negative from your coworkers. In your worst moments, you will have to find ways to pick yourself up and get back in the game. This is not some frivolous admonition to love yourself. Remember what Spinoza taught us. All things excellent are difficult and rare. When you set out to accomplish extraordinary things, you will have awful days when you don't even want to wake up in the morning. I'm telling you now, get out of bed, look in the mirror, have your own good morning handsome moment, and get on with the business of changing the world. The last great lesson I learned was at a recent meeting of the Board of Trustees. We in the administration talked at great length and with great excitement about taking Dartmouth forward in the areas of scholarship, engagement, and pedagogy. Upon hearing this, one of our trustees said, "Pedagogy? You do that where I come from, you go straight to jail." We understood. Don't be too precious. Be clear, say what you mean, and try to speak so that you can be understood by any person of goodwill. Please know that you have all received one of the greatest educations available to humankind. So despite your ability to dive into the esoteric, you now have an enormous responsibility to make yourself understandable to the diverse and interconnected world into which you're graduating. That will take work. Don't hide behind your elite education. Make it work for you, and especially make it work for others. These are important lessons I'll now take with me to the World Bank. I find myself leaving one great New Hampshire institution for another, founded in this very state in 1944, less than 100 miles from here in Bretton Woods. It's an extraordinary institution, the premier organization in the world concerned with economic development and poverty alleviation. With 188 member states, employees representing more than 160 nationalities, the World Bank is among the most global of global institutions. Every day when I walk into the front door of the World Bank, I'll be able to look up and see, inscribed on the wall, these words: "Our dream is a world free of poverty." Wow. How fortunate to be an employee of an institution where every day you get to work with 188 countries and countless partners in the private sector and civil society to increase prosperity and lift people out of poverty. The World Bank has 100 committed souls working in Afghanistan and many hundreds more working in the most fragile and conflict-riven states. World Bank employees help countries to build electrical grids, roads, educational and healthcare systems, and they do so in some of the most difficult conditions you can imagine. In meeting many World Bank staff over the last few months, I've been inspired to learn that to a person, they're deeply committed to the goal of spurring economic growth and eradicating poverty. So now I find myself turning my gaze from the Dartmouth Greek system to the actual Greek system. I'll make no comments on which of these two systems worries me more. I've quoted John Sloan Dickey to you many times. The world's troubles are your troubles. And there's nothing wrong with the world that better human beings cannot fix. Indeed, those words were important for me both in accepting this job and in considering this new call to service. But I may have gone overboard. It seems now that every last one of the world's troubles have now become my troubles. But that's what Dartmouth people do. We come to the Hanover Plain with big dreams. We soak in the tradition, the wisdom, the embrace of the community. We become better human beings, and when called to service by our leaders, we put our muscles and our brains into tackling the world's troubles. This great community, the rigor and excellence of this great community, has made each of you a better human being, prepared to tackle the world's troubles. It has made me, too, a better human being. And for that, I thank you. I thank each and every one of you. On my last commencement address, I'd like to end with one of my favorite quotes from President Ernest Martin Hopkins, who, on his last day as president of Dartmouth, said, "I have become impressed more and more with the sweetness that attached to the relationship between one and another, which constituted this great family which we call Dartmouth." The sweetness of Dartmouth. In my inaugural address 3 years ago, I tried to describe what that meant to me. The sense of color and proportion as you stand in the center of the green, taking in Dartmouth Road, I said. The men and women who, for almost 2.5 centuries, have loved this place. The collegiality among the faculty and the friendships, the lifelong friendships. Today, the sweetness of this place means even more to me. As you depart this beautiful college on the hill, drink in that sweetness one more time and gently hold it in your heart. It will give you courage and it will sustain you for the rest of your days. As President Dickey said so beautifully at the end of each of his commencement addresses, and now
the word is so long, because in the Dartmouth Fellowship, there is no parting. Thank you and congratulations.
Sunsets, Dartmouth undying like a vision starts. Dartmouth, the gleaming, dreaming walls of Dartmouth, miraculously builded in our hearts.
Will the audience please rise and join the Glee Club in singing of 2 verses of the Alma Mater?